Boots on the ground for Good Morning Football tells us that the Eagles fans are stressing a little bit about what happened to them against the 49ers on Sunday. If that stress continues, remains to be seen. What do we make of the 10-2 Philadelphia Eagles right now as they prepare for, as Tom just said, another massive matchup, Kyle?
October 4th of this year, the Philadelphia Eagles, it was the middle of the week. They were 4-0. They had just beaten Washington. Mm-hmm. And I had a Verizon service call to my home. Yes. I needed my cable fixed, and I even pulled up the text. Mike from Verizon.
We got it.
And we had this conversation, and he says, I know your show, thank you. I said, who's your team? And he goes, Eagles. And I go, Mike, what in the hell does that look? You were just in the Super Bowl, you're 4-0. And he said the quote we have talked about all year. He said, a storm is coming. So they're 4-0. They get to 9-1, 10-1. It feels like Mike should probably call into our listener line right now because it feels like the storm is here. All of these fears that they had about our defense isn't as good as we think. The linebackers aren't good. We can't tackle. They gave up 42 points to San Francisco. They gave up 34 to Buffalo. They've given up 60 combined, 2 trips to Washington. I don't think it's a coincidence that 20 seconds after the game, Howie Roseman is on the phone getting Shaq Leonard in here, a guy who's played really good linebacker in this league. And here's the problem. What they need really badly is they need like a warm-up week. They need a sparring partner. You don't think Dallas could put 40 on you too? They can. They can. Now, you beat them a few weeks ago. I think you're playing different. I think they're playing different. The concern for Philadelphia isn't that the storm is passing through, is that it's settled and that they are flawed. And all these phone callers to all the radio shows who are saying that Jalen Hurts doesn't look the same and the defense isn't as good as we think, they win every week and we ignore it. They didn't just lose. They lost terribly. They lost at home, and they lost to a team they're going to have to beat this year. Is the storm passing through, or is it here? I got to get Mike from Verizon on the phone. He's got to call. Mike, call the show right now. We need to hear from you.
You know, and I'm with you in a lot of ways, and with Mike as well, because they had been winning. They were trailing at the half for 4 straight games, but they were winning those games, and that was the story. And I would come on here on Good Morning Football the morning after. I'd be like, they're the most resilient team. They find a way to. They didn't this time. So you're struggling through this feeling in your brain where it's like, okay, are we the team that is able to always conquer and do it, or are we the team that for some reason kept on losing these first halves and having to save ourselves in the second half against teams that we probably should beat anyway? I will give them the benefit of the doubt on this. That defense played 92 defensive snaps against the Buffalo Bills. They were all banged up. The 49ers had 10 days of rest. And in a lot of ways, that Niners team came into this game with 10 months of just letting that fester that they got. This might have been the perfect storm. You go to Dallas and you lose, and all cards are on the table, and I don't know what to tell you. You might not be the number 1 team, might not be the number 2 team in the NFC.
Have you listened to the Trent Williams Christmas album he does with Bosa? It's awesome. It's great. Have you heard Christian McCaffrey's podcast? It's unbelievable. He gets together with his dad, Ed, and they just talk, and it's great. Listen. The Christmas album, it's amazing. It's for charity, all that stuff. Isn't this sobering for Philly? They've been darlings. I'm sitting on the couch next to my wife last night who does not watch any football. She's scrolling Instagram, and I hear this walking in a winter wonderland. I go, is that Jason Kelsey? She goes, yeah, I like it. It's cool. It is cool. It's not cool when you get destroyed at home by San Francisco, embarrassed. So, they're darlings and they're great, and I love the Christmas album, the podcast, and all that.
The podcast and all that.
Let's go play some.
Are you implying that?
I'm not implying anything. I'm straight up saying it.
The extracurriculars are taking away from the way they're able to play the game, or are you just annoyed at the overexposure and they're also losing?
Yeah, I don't think Kelsey had 2 straight false starts because he recorded a Christmas album against Buffalo. It's not about. I don't think it's about the football. It's just the image. Are they playing the Christmas music now? We can play this.
It's for charity, Kyle.
Incredible. All right. Well, Auld Lang Syne was playing at the end of that Niners game, and I'm like, let's wrap it up, okay? I like the album. I'll donate to the charity. I really will. I would love it if they could beat Dallas by a couple scores here, right?
Yeah, that's my lot.
You know? And to your point,
my lot is a beautiful
I think
voice.
for Philly, it's amazing. So is Jordan Davis. It was awesome. I look at them right now, and this has to be a pissed-off Philly team that's going on the road to Dallas. And we're talking about how great it was. Howie Roseman goes out there and he gets Shaq Leonard. If I'm a linebacker on that team, I'm taking a little bit of offense to it. We just gave up over 140 yards rushing to San Francisco. The talk of town has been our DBs couldn't tackle. That's been the talk since this game on Sunday. We go out and get Shaq Leonard, a 3-time All-Pro, but this is a guy coming off of 2 back surgeries. The Colts owe him money, and they still release him, and we're saying we're going to better our defense. defense by going out and getting them. Of course, you welcome them. You're excited to have anybody that's going to help your team win. But at the same time, now everybody is questioning your defense. And for the Eagles right now, you still have the best record in the NFL. And now all we are doing here, we're sitting at a table and everybody's doing it, questioning their toughness, their resiliency, everything.
Don't question the toughness. You're questioning whether
whatever word,
Jason
whatever.
is.
No.
Yes, he is.
Are you questioning
Whatever,
their toughness?
whatever. You can plug in whatever word. You're questioning them. Doesn't matter the exact words you're using. So if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you're fired up to go on the road to this Cowboys team and say, you know what? We want to solidify and show everybody we are who we are. We lost to a really good 49ers team. And to you guys' point, if they lose this game, we're now looking at Dallas as first place in the division. And now we talked about the big four in the NFC. Now it's a race of four to get to that number one spot of who's going to win the games down the stretch to have it. So this is, to me, the biggest week, obviously, for Philly's season, coming off of that butt kicking that I got from the 49ers.
You're right.
If you are questioning a team's ability to beat another talented team, you are questioning all the adjectives that go with it, whether it be
plug and play,
toughness
baby.
or resiliency or any of those things.